if you have things in your past that are painful for you, then you take them, you change them in your stories, and then this allows you to forgive.
This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good morning, Alessandra, Catania. Previously, episode 1769 of the 12-Minute Convos podcast. It's been just 2 years, 1 month, 11 days, 4 hours, and 45 minutes since we last recorded that conversation. That was then. This is now. Alessandra, how are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing fine. It's a sunny day here. It's a little bit cold. We are below zero, but it's fine. It's a good day.
Well, it's such a grand opportunity to reconnect with you. The last time we spoke about Italy, we spoke about your earliest childhood memory, the work you were doing on your podcast, which is Romania with Your Eyes, right? How are things going?
Well, I had to leave this project and the podcast aside for a little while because I had a lot of work. 2019 was a wonderful year from this point of view, and so I decided to leave aside these two projects just because I didn't have the energy enough, and also I didn't have clear ideas. So 1 year has passed now, and we have entered the new year. A lot of things changed in my life, especially in my personal life. So it's time to recover all the two things, the blog and the podcast. Last year, I had the chance in the last 3 months of I had the chance of to redesign a little bit my blog, cleaning it more because it was too full of stuff, especially in the homepage. So I had the free advice of a very important travel blogger, Gianni Bianchini,
Right.
and I started from that point. And for the podcast, well, I think that I will keep on talking about Romania, but actually podcasting is sometimes very easy to do from a technical point of view. The things that is that you can use it quite easily to tell any kind of story. So I think I will open another project, keep on telling my story about Romania, but opening a new space just because in the last year I focused my personal activity on writing, especially on writing stories, writing things for web series and so on. I formed myself. I attended to some technical courses where people working in the cinema taught me how to write a story, how to write a subject for television and so on. And this is something that I like most. But it's always and everything focusing on writing, which is the things that I'm most able to do. I'm more skilled to.
Well, that's great. Yeah, so that's great. I remember you said when we last spoke that your comfort zone will kill you. It seems as though you've not decided to get into a comfort zone. You've continued pressing on and working in the midst of everything. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I still think that the comfort zone will kill you. That's why I don't like living in my comfort zone. But the thing is that when you think that you are out of the comfort zone, that the out comfort zone becomes your comfort zone and you need to find a new one. It's a challenge. Well, I wouldn't talk about my comfort zone. I would talk about experimenting and finding what I really like to do.
It's important, isn't it, to find that passion, that thing that really lights your passion. It is important, isn't it?
It is, absolutely it is, just because it is linked to happiness. Your happiness, what is your happiness? What is your passion? What makes you happy? And writing makes me happy. The thing is that most of my time, of course, I have to work. So my work is writing for other people, other blogger, other societies, or other brands. And so it's different when you write your own stories. You can concentrate and you can. Well, I discovered last year that you can take some points of your life and then change them in your story. So writing allows you to change.
Yeah, that's great.
What can you change in your life?
Yeah, that's good. It's really interesting because I had someone on the podcast a couple of years ago, and what she suggested is that you write for the dreams you want fulfilled. So, for example, if I'm writing about my podcast, she said, write in the most extreme success that the podcast can be in and write that. And it's really marvelous how life can then take that direction. You're
Yes.
doing the opposite. You're saying it's necessary to go to the past and
Mhm.
write and repair, right? The things that you may have wanted to occur differently. Is that
Yeah,
what you're talking about?
yeah. Just because think if you have things in your past that are painful for you, then you take them, you change them in your stories, and then this allows you to forgive,
Hmm.
to see the things of the past in a different way, to accept them, and to go over them, and to watch to your future in a more easy way, in a more
Positive
peaceful
way.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's good.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, your parents, how's your mother going? The last time we spoke, she was ill. She was not talking much, right? How's she doing?
Well, the bad things of my last year was that she went away
Hmm.
in June.
Please accept my sympathy.
Okay, thank you. And it was completely unexpected.
Hmm.
We woke up in the morning and we find that she was gone.
Hmm.
So I had to face all the things that you can imagine, and it was not easy just because imagine, okay, on the 21st of June, I had a very important event in Rimini. It was a speech in that morning. I had a speech in the Web Marketing Festival, which is the main digital event in Italy. So I was a speaker. So I found out my mother at 6:30 in the morning, and I settled everything so she was protected in somewhere else. And I went to Rimini. I did my speech, and then I came back home.
Hmm.
So this was the same day, and I said to myself, okay, what is the best for her? For her is that I'm not quitting my engagement, let's say, with the company that called me for this speech. And actually, I did all that I had to do for her in the morning, and she gave me the
Hmm.
strength enough to go on stage.
That's wonderful. It seems as though even in that instance, from the experience of writing over the story of the past, it seems as though you're gaining strength in writing the current story, in that it feels as though you reflected and thought it would be best to do this so that the story would be that in the midst of the pain that you still wanted to be strong as a representation of the strength she taught you.
Exactly. This was my main motivation.
Yeah, that's
This
wonderful.
was my main motivation. The thing is that 6 months have passed, and now I'm having some bad moments just because I miss her. I miss
Hmm.
her. I miss her so much, and sometimes it seems like someone took her away from me without any valid reason.
Hmm.
And this is very hard to accept. This is really very hard to accept.
Well, I would suggest, my friend, I'm sure there are other people that have that experience as well. And I would suggest you get around those people who have been through this to help you. While there are things that you can internalize and there are things that you're able to write and heal from, I believe the power of a conversation is the updated or if even the parallel version, but something that's a bit different, right? The salt versus the sugar. It's something that may help as well. So get around those people and start having that conversation because you are very right to miss your mother. You are very right. Your parents played an important part in your life, as you shared with us in our last conversation. But facing life without fear is very important for you. So going forward, please do that. Would you accept my suggestion?
Well, it's not only a suggestion, it's something that I searched for in these months. And I had some friends, my dear friends, my nearest friends, some of them have lost one of the two parents. So they helped me with all the love that they had. They gave me really trust. They gave me love. They gave me affection. They gave me everything that they had to pass over this experience. But then I know that she is still with me in a different way. So I think that it's time to come over some problems that I have inside of me without her.
There you
This is
go.
something that I have to do by myself
Yeah.
because she did, and she is still doing. She is still doing a lot of things for me, included sending me the right man.
That's great. Well, congratulations on that. Oh, well, that's great. Well, Alessandra, we do have to run now. I'm so glad to hear how things have evolved. It's both inspiring and motivating, my friend, and I do appreciate you sharing your heart with us. If there's someone that's listening, where's the best place for them to connect with you?
Okay, just search Romagna with my eyes. I am on Spotify, on Spreaker platform, on Apple platform. So there are still a couple of years podcast admissions. So you can still find the last admissions there. And then soon I will start again to have some new appointments, but just let me clear my ideas. But this is the best way that they can connect me and listen to my stories, which are still there.
Alessandra, again, a pleasure, a treasure. Thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. This podcast is produced by Pod Edits. Visit podedits.com for professional podcast publishing.